Shalom, I'm Rabbi Jonathan Ginsburg. The Sopranos, what does that have to do with Judaism? Well, first of all, I know a lot of people didn't watch The Sopranos because it really appealed to the lowest common human denominator. But it was watched by many millions, and I was fascinated to see the amount of media coverage the last episode got. Didn't watch Sopranos after the beginning, but evidently the Sopranos ending was not satisfying. In fact, one of the editorials in the Chicago Tribune said, some viewers were offended by the cliffhanger that will never be resolved. They figure that the guy named Chase, who must have written it or produced it, whiffed. Maybe he figured he couldn't satisfy everyone. Maybe even he couldn't decide or couldn't stand to part with those characters. The editorial goes on to say, endings are hard, beginnings are easier. But the end demands something more. It demands a payoff, an epiphany. If the ending doesn't deliver, it's judged harshly, no matter how brilliant the rest. And I love this line at the end of the editorial. There's a lot of pressure, so if we've learned anything at all from The Sopranos, it's... and then it doesn't end. Evidently, there was also a blackout where people thought that the cable had stopped working, which was very frustrating. And then I read another article that said The Sopranos is not the only great piece of literature, if you can call that a great piece of literature, or a popular piece of literature that left an abrupt ending without a series. Gone with the Wind had no major resolution. Red Butler packs a bag and leaves home angrily, in informing wife Scarlett, I don't give a damn about what will happen to her. So then the question is, she vows someday to win him back, does she? Or Great Expectations. Dickens wrote two separate endings suggesting two very separate results. Or Waiting for Godot, where the tramps are waiting for Godot who never shows. Well, shall we go? Let's go. They do not move, says the final stage direction. Major unresolved issue, does life have any meaning whatsoever? Well, therein lies the central issue. Don't expect an answer from literature or from TV shows. That's not where the answer comes from. Where does the answer come from? The answer comes from God, through our study of holy literature. That's where we get the answers from. And so what are the questions of Judaism? The questions are, how can I respond to the vicissitudes of life? How can I best help repair the world? And the wrestling with those questions are really the issues of God. Wrestling is the name for Israel. And so we expect answers from TV or literature. We're not going to get it. The only literature we can get the answer from is the answer from God, who gave us the way of life through the mitzvot, the commandments, and through the covenantal relationship, to strive for holiness as manifest through the system of commandments. And so, of course, you're not going to get an answer from The Sopranos. You're not going to get an answer from Great Expectations. You're not going to get an answer from the meaning for Godot, Waiting for Godot. Is there meaning for life? Yes, there is meaning. There is meaning in the journey, not the ending. The meaning is, how do we live our life in the holiest way we can? How do we work best as partners with God to make the world the best we can? How do we not succumb to cynicism and despair, but continue to work to better our own life, the life of our community, our people, the world? Even if it feels like we're taking one step forward and two steps back, we know we move in a positive direction to help God the best we can, to answer the divine call. And so you're disappointed that Sopranos didn't have an ending that was resolved, because there is no resolution until the Messianic era comes. Until then, we have to do everything we can to repair the world, tikkun olam, by acts of gemilut chasadim, deeds of loving kindness.